Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you guys stopping by today. We're going to go ahead and get started here in about 3 minutes. And I look forward to speaking with you guys, seeing what's happening in this brand new world of crypto and how this big old pullback is going to give you some benefit. So we're going to learn all about that today. All right, let's going to get to it and let's see how we're going to get going. So let's get to it. Let me play our song. And I appreciate you guys coming in. Go ahead and tell us where you are chiming in from. For the guys out there, your state, your country, and your city. Let us know where you're coming in from. Look forward to speaking with you, seeing you, and all that good stuff. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Let's go ahead and play our intro so we can get going.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system, here to raise our financial wisdom.
Spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only a few knew well. MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's called cryptocurrency. Changing how the world does business. Just make sure you get in on this. Sending money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system, here to raise our financial wisdom. Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing the dive 20 to 1. Call MLS system to have some fun. Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
All right, guys, I want to welcome everybody to the call today. Appreciate you guys coming in. We are going to get moving, right? I do own the songs. I do own the music to that song. So it's out there. It's my music. I own the music to that song. So let's get to it. So, guys, first of all, I want to welcome you all here tonight. What's going on? What's making things happen? And we're going to start a little bit off. Let me go ahead and show me a little bit. Just want to talk to you real quick. And we're just going to go a little bit and see what's happening. All right. So for all the guys out there that's looking to get going in the crypto world, want to understand a little bit about what's happening with the markets, like the world is pulling back, right? Everything around us is pulling back. You got the stock market pulling back. You got the crypto market pulling back. You have the bonds. Everything is just pulling back. It's like, what's going on? Why is all this blood in the streets? Call it blood in the streets. Why is all this blood in the streets? One of the main reasons is because the market, we was oversold a lot. We was overbought. We say that overbought a lot. And one of the main things was because we had COVID. We came through COVID. All the money was going in. Money just kept going and going and going and going, and it was going too fast because we was producing anything. We was not producing anything. People were staying at home for work, and it was not producing. So what happened? All that information was out there, and so people said, you know what? Jerome Powell said, you know what? We got to slow down the economy. We got to slow it down. We got to give our time to create some stuff. We got to create some stuff. And so what happened when they started creating this stuff? everything started happening, and then it was people just kept buying. So they kept spending. People ready to travel, they ready to buy. So they spending, 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 spending. And so that's one of the things that happened. And so now the pullback came in. We just kept doing it and we oversold, and everything was oversold. I'm talking about everything. Crypto went to 70K. The S&P went over 4,000, 4,800. The Dow was jumping up like crazy, over 5,000. And so what happens is, okay, we slow it down, and they pulling everything back. So I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. I'm just going to show you a chart here, how everything was being pulled back. Okay. So everything's being pulled back. Let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen with you, and you'll be able to see what we got going on. Okay, so I got my screen up. All right, I'm going to bring up, first I'm going to bring up is the S&P. So here's the S&P. I'm going to go to a weekly chart. And on this weekly chart, you can see, let me close this. When it comes up, let me go back to the daily. Here we go, weekly chart. Let's get it. Okay, so it's not coming up. There it goes. All right, so on the weekly chart, you can see what's really happening here. We went as high. I'm gonna bring this around. Oh, that's Bitcoin. Let me change this around. Let's bring the S&P up. I can just use my robot to do it. Let's bring up the S&P here. All right, this is what's going on with the S&P. Now, what are you looking at? So right here around March the 15th of 2020, that's COVID, right? That's all COVID. And here you can see us going up. We just kept going, right? So we took all this out, and all this made profit. And we took it all out, right? Then it just kept going, kept going, it kept going, it kept going. It got as high as $4,800. Then it came all the way down, and we took out almost a whole year of profits on this pullback. Okay, on this pullback. Now this is the target, is to get down here to about 36, and hopefully it holds. Hopefully you don't break through it like it did over here. Hopefully we want to hold this level, right? Just hold it, turn a corner, start going up, and then start to brush the brand new year. The danger of it is if it keeps going down. So we go back down to 36, then we get lower, and then we get down to 34, and we get down to 31. And, you know, it's never did this before. It never took out, 3 years. Let's bring it up. Let's look at the yearly separators here. So here is a weekly chart. So this is a whole year right here. And so when we look at it, if it gets down to this line, we just took out the whole year of 2021. Took out the whole year. Right now we did about 8 months. Okay. So all this coming down is taking out all that profit. So if you're looking at your 401ks, right, they are looking kind of hurting right now. Right. Your brokers might be calling you, says, hey, just don't worry about it, just hold on. But you got a choice in that decision. You get a choice, right? You can say, listen, take some of my profits off, put it in the money market account, right? We broke some key levels here. Okay. I'm just going to bring up a 50. We broke up some key levels, and now it's on its way to 200 period moving average down here. And if it does, and it just stays there, right? That's a lot of profit that you were looking for that's in your 401k is not there. It's gone. It's gone. Literally gone. Let's look at something else. Let's go to let's go to our Bitcoin over here. Okay. Here's a Bitcoin. And what's happening with Bitcoin? So Bitcoin, let's bring up a weekly chart as well. So here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin was high almost $70,000, almost 70K. Okay. Had a nice little run at 65, came back down to about 29,000, back up to 69, 70,000. And now we just took out the low for this year. So we went as low as 25,000. I want you to think about that. We went as low as $25,000, and we still haven't received a white bar yet. Not yet. Still, everything is showing us that it's going down. It's nothing telling us it's going back up yet. So if you ask me, well, Wall Street, when you think it's over, I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be over. But when it does turn, like it done 4 times since I've been with Bitcoin, it's going to break the high print. So what do you mean? Bitcoin came down back in the day. It was I got in at $486. It was high as 2,000. Went all the way down to 200. It came back up again to 3,000. Came back down. Then it went all the way up to 20,000. Came back down to 3,800. It went from 20,000. It went to 65,000. So from 20 to 65. Then it came down to 30. Then from 30, it went back up to 70. From 70, we went down to 25,000. Okay. And so people are, they in this whipsaw. It's called this whipsaw, what's happening. But the difference is that once it turns and goes up, we could easily be at 100,000. It could easily be at $100,000 when it decides that it's going back up. We don't know when it's going back up. We just don't know. We don't have a clue. But the point is, when it does, you want to be in it. So when is a good time to start what we call acquiring some, right? They teach this concept called index allocation. What does that mean? That means you get a little bit, and it's low spot, you just stick your toe in. I call it sticking your toe in. This is a good place to stick your toe in. You might get $50 worth, depending on what's a little bit for you, right? It could be $500, it could be $5,000, whatever your budget is, right? Everybody's different on their budgets. And so it's a good place to stick your toe in. I'm not saying go all in, absolutely not, because it can still come down past 20, back down to 3,800. I've been there before. But it's a good time to start sticking your toe in. And then as it goes lower, and you look at it on a weekly basis, don't look at it on a daily basis. You want to look at it on a weekly basis. You want to see what the week is doing. Okay, that's your best way to look at it, see what's happening here. So that's the power of Bitcoin. Ethereum is doing the same thing. Ethereum just broke $1,900. It went all the way down to 1,900. Okay, let's look at the low print on Ethereum, because a lot of people talk about Ethereum, right? 1,900 there. The low print was 1,700, so that was a good time to jump in. But here, we still haven't decided it's going to be the low or not. But it's a good time to stick your toe in, right? It is. If you look at all the different cryptos that's out there right now, you look at all the different cryptos, we are at a low place. Okay, I gotta change my charts here. We are at a low place, right? We're at a place that's low. This is your forex market. The forex market is going up a little bit. The euro was at 103, now it's at 106. Okay, but I still believe it's going to start pulling back down, and I believe the euro dollar will be at parity. What that means is 1 for 1. I believe it's going to come down to parity for 1 for 1. Okay, so a lot of these coins are here. They're doing different things, right? They're doing different things, and what you're looking at, I trade oil. Oil is coming back down again. We did some trading. We trade on oil. So we got 3 main charts that we trade in our trade room. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit, just so you see a little bit of what we do in our trade room. So here I have oil, I have Bitcoin, BTC, and I have the spiders, SPY. And we trade this pretty much on a daily basis. Folks is looking at it. I'm giving them sites to take a look at. It says, hey, this is what I see. This is how I'm jumping in. This is my point to jump in the trade. This is where my exit points are. This is how I'm going to put on a new trade. So I give them information exactly on when to enter and when to start selling, and they can take it if they want to. It's up to them, but this is what I'm doing. So I share it with them exactly what I'm doing, even before I put the trade on. I give them the information exactly what I'm going to put the trade on. It's beneficial to the people that's in the club. We do have our own club called the MLS Trade Academy. Okay, so we do have that part of our trading system. Okay, and yes, we're rocking it out. I just put it that way. We're rocking it out. All right, enough about trading, enough about Bitcoin. Let's talk about what's happening with Luna. I'm gonna switch gears here. And I'm gonna go to Coin Market Cap. Now, the reason why I'm going to Coin Market Cap is one main thing. It's because where we at here? Coin Market Cap. I want to go here. Luna. A lot of people got into Luna. Lunna, or I'm sorry, Terra Luna, Luna. So a lot of people jumped on this coin. I want to bring it up to an all-time and see what happened. And this is why you got to be careful in the crypto and also a lot of these other companies. So it's supposed to have been pegged to the dollar, to the stable coin. You got this major fallout going on all over, right? In crypto, S&P, the whole nine. Everything is being it's really being challenged. I'll put it that way. So when you look right here, Luna came out with like 70 cents and it went all the way up to $115. And here's the problem with a lot of you. You don't know how to take profit. You got to learn to take profit on the way up. You can't let all that profit of from pennies all the way up to $100 and I think it's $116 to go all the way back down to less than a penny now. So that was what they call a pump and dump. It just lasted a little bit longer, but it was all up to $115, $116 to now is less than a penny. And people are still trying to throw money in it. That's not the place to throw in money. That was a pump and dump. They got just think about all the money they made that people just thought it was going to keep going to the moon. It went to the moon. It went to $116. If you didn't pull anything, you lost it. And it's a shame that you lost it because it's gone and it's gone forever, right? It may not never come back. It may not never come back. So that's the point that we're making here. When you look at the coins, the cryptocurrency, there is a total of 19,534. 19,534 coins, tokens is out there. And I told you by the end of the year, it'd be over 24,000 coins. And you think all these coins going to make it. When you look at, for example, if I go look at Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin made some pretty decent money going up. It went up to 76 cents. And there are people that never took profit. And now what it's worth is up here at 76 cents, right? And now what it's worth, let's go look at an all-time high. There it goes right there. It's about 76 cents. It went up that high, about 76. Okay. Now the problem is, well, it came all the way back down again. It came all the way back down to now, it came down to 6 cents. Why are you letting that kind of profit slip away? You got to realize what I'm teaching you guys is to pull profit when something is outrageous, right? It's out. You got it at 6 cents a year, 2 years ago. You got it at 6 cents. It went all the way to 76 cents. And in your head, you saying, I'm not going to sell it. But that's not the purpose of you jumping into crypto. Your altcoins, let me say this to everybody. Your altcoins is there for you to get out of them when in profit and purchase Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only coin that is a zero. In other words, there is nobody in charge. There's no CEOs. It is a complete, there's no bias with the government. No government can control it. No CEO can control it, right? Everything else is being controlled by some entity other than you as an individual. Therefore, it's the only true coin that's out there. It's called Bitcoin. It's really the only true coin. Everything else you're taking a chance with. But you can use that other coin to where it's going to go, get the profit from it, and then convert that profit into Bitcoin. Don't just leave it there. Oh, it's going to go up. I just believe in whatever. Well, you may believe in it, but it's not going to stay. It's not there to stay, right? Bitcoin came down too. That's true. But Bitcoin has the foundation of real wealth. Everything else is controlled by an entity. The government can come out instantly and say, no, we're not going to allow that to happen. Tell the CEO to stop using that coin. Close that server down. They can't do that to Bitcoin. They can't do that to Bitcoin. There is no CEO. There is no company. There is no country that controls it. It is a complete anonymous coin. Okay? Please realize that. All right? The other coins are there for you to get the credit, the capital from it, and then move it into Bitcoin. Because when days like this comes in, and all those coins, they all go to shit. And you see right there, they all went to shit. A lot of coins, I don't care what you bring up, they all dropping. They losing a lot of their value. Some of them will snap back. Look at Tron. How long Tron been around and trying to get folks to dump thousands and thousands of money? Look, $1 billion went in there. This coin has never done anything. It's just capturing money. Guys, that's not how you do it. And you got to think of coins that can do some good. Okay? Just think about it. All these coins you're looking around, they went up to a certain point, they start coming back down again. Right? I'm looking at CRO, Chronos, right? I'm looking at Litecoin. Litecoin has been around for a long time, but it really didn't take off. It never really got to the big numbers. Litecoin never got to the big numbers. Never. But it's there, all-time high. It got to $214, right? And a lot of people didn't pull money then. They didn't pull. And now where's it at? $69. Over here, it got as high as $386, right? And let it go all the way back down. Come on, guys. Come on. You being taught better than that. Stop trying to get something that's not going to be there for you for the long term. You trying to get the long term money. That's $358 right there. For the long, you don't leave it there. You got to take some off the table. You got to take some off. I'm just hoping you guys catch it. I hope you catch it. All right, we're going to look at here. This is called Crypto 360. I'm bringing it up. Coin 360. All right, Coin 360. And you see Bitcoin's at 29,000. Ethereum is less than $2,000 now, right? BNB still holding. That's a actual Binance coin, stable coin, right? Binance coin. They're doing a pretty good job. They've been, even though in the pullbacks, very hard pullbacks, BNB is still holding. There are two coins that is really tied to the dollar, one for one. One is called USDC. And one is called USDT. Now we got other ones out there as well, like Binance USD tied to the dollar. USDT is the biggest. It's called Tether. It's the biggest entity out there that's tied to the dollar, the one for one, the $1 US to one coin. Okay, so you can convert some of your Bitcoin or any other coin and keep it the value amount that you had before. I mentioned this several times. What do I mean? Bitcoin was trading somewhere around 69,000. It went to 40,000, 50,000, right? Then it went back up, right? A little bit. Then it came back down, all the way back down to 29, 25,000. Well, what if you took some of your Bitcoin and snuck it into, converted it into USDC or USDT? Then your coin will still be worth $40,000. Right? that cash value would still be at 40K or 50K, whatever it is. Now, are you prepared to let Bitcoin go down? Let's just bring it up. Are you prepared to let Bitcoin go down all the way down to $2,000 again? Is that something you want to happen? You want to see all your profit go down to $2,000? Is that a possibility that can happen? Absolutely, it's a possibility that can happen. Right? We broke some critical levels. I'm bringing up Bitcoin now. We broke some critical levels in this chart. We broke some critical levels in this chart. Okay? Critical levels. We are now at this critical point right now down here. Now, if we start to break through this level, it's a wrap. Let me go to a daily chart. We already did what they call a crossover on the daily chart, right? It's already there. We went back up, retested it. Now we go back lower. And so that was a time to go back and start sneaking some of your Bitcoin back into stable coins. That was a time to do it. Now we down here. How far can this go? We could easily break 20,000. We could easily break 20,000, go back down to the teens. This is not showing any sign right now. It's not showing any sign of going back up. Not yet. This is a day. Each one of these bars represents a day. And we are in consolidation right now. And what consolidation means, that it can continue the same path that it was on. The same path of it was on. In other words, going down. We make money in Bitcoin going to the downside. A lot of you don't know how to do that. But we've been making money shorting Bitcoin going to the downside. Absolutely. We making money doing this. This is what we teach you to do inside our club, our trading academy. Okay. So enough about that, right? Same thing with Ethereum, same thing with I don't care what crypto you bring up, it's pretty much going to look the same way because they all following Bitcoin. Okay. But some of them can't withstand but so much, then it's over. All right, enough about that. So let's go talk about some other things now. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here. I want to talk to you about we got 5 and 6. We got about 6 months and 1 week before this year is done. I know most of you has not written down your goals. What do you want to obtain? I know a lot of you are praying a lot with no works. You're praying, but there's no work behind the prayer. Prayer by itself, it's not, you got to put work behind it, right? If you're going to pray, put some work behind it. If you're going to work at it, but be diligent at it. Put work behind it. You can change your financial situation. Talk about credit. Credit, there's a chance for you to get your credit correct within this next 6 months. I'm working hard right now to get some of our people's credit squared away, to get their credit up to at least break 700, 720. That's the goal. And then from that standpoint, we're going to start getting credit cards and start building out these credit cards so you can start having credit cards like this. Okay. You start getting all these cards that's coming around that you can put in. Okay. You can get these cards going, get this cash flow going. Then we teach you a status on how to use your credit card and use it for cash and pay off bills, like pay a house note with it, right? How do you use a credit card to pay a house note? How do you use a credit card to pay a car note, right? How do you use your payments to do anything and still get cash back, get your rewards going? So things like that we teach you in our club to get going, right? The cash flow game is, you got to master this game, guys, because it's getting, a lot of jobs are starting to go into a transition. I don't know if you've seen this lately, but a driverless truck went from California to Chicago. No driver at all. So what does that mean to the trucking industry? What is that going to mean to folks doing, driving for a living? right? Talking about Uber and Lyft and all that. That's not going to stay here if they're working on driverless vehicles. Okay. Is it easier to get a fleet of vehicles, like you saw in the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger played this character, right? Called Recall, and he got into a taxi that was a driverless taxi. Same thing you saw Will Smith in iRobot. He was in a driverless car, right? That's becoming a reality. So when you start thinking about the jobs the job market is changing. Why do they need managers? I want you to think about this. Why do they need managers? What manager do? The system can send out the details to the employee to get the work done. Pretty soon, managers won't be needed at all. Won't need managers because of all the input they're going to be putting in the system anyway, and then it kicks out saying, okay, here's your new task, what you got to do. Managers, there's no need for managers. To the human development, they don't care about that. They don't care about that. Everything's changing. So we as people have to start thinking outside the box. I think outside the box. I've been thinking that way for years. And so that's why I got into crypto in 2016, but I started looking at it 2014, right? I just wish I got in a lot earlier and did a lot more with it. There's times when you guys have to be thinking outside the box, even for your family. You got to get into insurance, right? So money is passed down. No matter what happens, if the insurance does go, which they are getting ready to go, they're gonna take all the insurance policies eventually, and they're gonna put them into crypto. It's gonna be a blockchain event, right? So this person passes away, the cash flow came out of that now goes to the brand new beneficiary, right? And that cash flow keeps going. What the problem is in the Black community, we don't have any cash flow that's being generated to the next generation. We got to get that going. You can have all the little toys you want, right? House, cars, bags, just really not really worth what it is, right? You can have all these different things, but if you don't have the cash flow ready to be transferred immediately to the next person without trying to sell it, then you back in the same situation. And you think of the wealth today, what everybody's portraying that they really got money. A lot of people don't have money. They have things that look like they got money. They don't have money, right? And so we got to get to that point where we build in a base of cash flow to move over to the next generation. That's what we got to get to. Okay. I got some people, family members are in a constant flux. People die every day. And so what was passed down from the previous generation to you? A lot of people didn't have anything passed down to them besides debt, just debt, right? So are you going to be the first one to not really be in that situation where you can pass down some future wealth to the next generation so they can start off fresh with a brand new whatever, and they get the policies next, and the money is transferred to the next generation, I want you to think about this. Think about all the people back in the 1800s, 1900s. The cash flow they made was in the land. The land was passed down to the next generation. The land could have been sold, could have been broken up in pieces. It could have got farm animals, could have made a lot more cash flow, right? Land is being passed down. Land is wealth. Your house is wealth. If you keep it, a lot of people pass away. The kids don't want the house. They just automatically sell it. They don't understand that the house is a bank. The house is a doorway to the bank account. They don't see it. They don't get it. They don't understand money. They're not trying to understand money. I just need my money right now. Let me go cash this out and then go get me another 100,000 so I can go blow it on things that I think I want. And they blow it, and then they back at square zero again. If you see what's going on across the country right now, there are the rents. People are selling the property. The new owners are grabbing the property and they raising the rent $400 to $500. They raising the rent $400, $500. Right now, Florida is the place where the rent hikes are so crazy in Florida right now that people are being outsourced. They get ready to get outsourced out of Florida. What does that mean? Like they can't afford to live in Florida, the whole state. You gotta think about that. You got to think about what I'm saying to you. Okay. So there's some things going on, and I wish you guys learn about it. Just keep going, digging a little bit. I'm giving you the best I got for the next basically year to 5 years, right? I just hit 60. I'll be 61 this year. 61, right? It's time for that younger generation to start taking these lessons and improving their lives and start spreading this to their families, right? You got to start doing it now, guys. You can't be saying I'm wasting time, right? You're not staying focused. One thing I see about the young folks, a lot of young people don't stay focused. They want the microwave wealth. They don't want to learn about how to maintain the wealth. Some folks do. They're getting it. Some young folks are getting it and they're moving forward with it, right? But as a majority, the answer is no, they're not, right? We're looking for, we got all this distractions. What I'm talking about, distractions. You got people that are trying to steal things from you. You got people that are the policing, right? The Black Lives Matter, which you don't even hardly hear anymore, right? You don't even hear this anymore. Like this whole political game has changed. COVID-19, getting the shots, it seemed like it just fade away. Now you're talking about something new now, right? The pox, all these distractions, and they bring up another one. Here's a war going on, right? We got all these different distractions going on, but you got to move past that and keep figuring out what you're going to do for your wealth. Your wealth is more important right now than ever before, right? You got to get to the point where your wealth becomes number one and start doing the task to keep it going in the right direction. You got to get to that task. You got to. With that being said, guys, I'm pretty much done for today. I just want to throw a little bit of comments out there, a little bit of training for you. And I just want to say this, everybody, you keep it moving, right? Let the distractions not take you away from your wealth. Write down a plan. Most people do not have a plan. You just out here living day to day, no plan. You got to get to the point where you write down a plan and you work off that plan. You make some small goals to the big goals, the milestones, right? You make some small goals to get there. I would definitely read Jim Rohn. I would definitely read The Richest Man in Babylon. I would read the Millionaire Next Door. I would read some of these books to get your mind thinking something different. The Cash Flow Quadrant by Rich Dad Poor Dad. You got to start thinking different. Think different. The only way to start thinking different is to start doing things that are different, not doing the same things every single day. Okay? With that being said, guys, let me get out of here. I appreciate you for coming in. You guys take care. God bless. I'm going to go ahead and play our song. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Just take it and keep it moving, okay? Love you guys. You guys take care. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Ask MLS System how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS System, here to raise our financial wisdom.
Spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only a few knew well. MLS System is making it happen. Open your account and get tapping. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's It's called cryptocurrency. 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 Changing how the world does business. Just make sure you get in on this. Sending money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom.
Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing the tide. 20 to 1. Call MLS system to have some fun.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
Yeah, hold on. Good